Hello and welcome back to N2 the Chatterverse, where two gins share their 2 cents on pop media. I am Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
And I'm Bill, and if I tell you there's something on the screen at a movie theater, don't tell me that it's probably in the movie.
Wait. What? I feel like there's a story here.
So this weekend we started celebrating the 50th anniversary of the release of Jaws,
Yes.
a movie that I remember seeing in the theaters.
Wow. Okay.
When it first came out.
Right.
I went to a local establishment with friends. There's a to-do going on,
Right.
and there is, I said it was spitwad. It's much bigger than that.
Oh.
It's probably like a giant dot or something on the screen.
All right.
Upper left-hand corner. And instead of, we'll look into that, I get, well, why is it there? I'm like, I don't know why it's there. Maybe it's a part of the film. It's not
It's
a part
definitely
of
not a
the
part of the Wow.
That's a brand new screen. I don't care if it's 10 years old.
Right.
It's there.
It's there.
And after the last one was when they said maybe it's part of the movie. I was like, I work in a movie theater. I know it's not a part of the movie.
I think that's one of those funny parts is if someone doesn't know that you have intimate knowledge of exactly what it is you're talking about. Like, I know screens, I know projectors. Like, I work at a theater. I can tell you, like, that's not supposed to be there.
Well, let me break it down in 2 words.
Yeah.
Customer service.
Truth.
Okay?
Truth.
It's not, I'm actually just trying to help them out.
Right.
And I'm getting pushback.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't understand this.
Like, you didn't ask for your money back. You didn't ask for anything. You're just like, hey, I'm giving you a heads up.
Yeah.
This is here.
Right.
Well. People, I don't, you know what?
Not to mention the fact that this is a 4K restoration of the movie, so there's definitely not going to be a dot on the screen.
There should be no dots at all. Bruce might even work in this one.
Yeah.
It's been restored
and
so well.
And if someone wanted to go, well, it's taken from the 35 print, so it's the burn marks. I'm like, okay, that's great.
That's a better statement.
But one, the dot is too small.
Right.
And it's on the wrong side of the screen.
So I'm just going to take that from you as well.
So, you know,
you can't even take that one. That's funny. That is funny.
I was more annoyed at the conversation than I was at the dot. I'm like, I could see it the whole time, but I was just like, it's fine.
I get it.
I talked to my buddies afterward. They're like, I didn't even notice that. I go, did you notice that they need to turn up their bulb? And he goes, actually, I did notice that. Because we watched it in IMAX on Friday, and then on Sunday we went to this event.
Oh, so it really...
So the beginning of it, when it's all dark outside, I'm like, you're supposed to see your face. Like, I can't see your face at all.
I think I told you how this summer was the first time I sat down and just watched Jaws all the way through in one setting. I had never done that before. It's a movie that clearly I know.
Yeah.
I have seen in parts and pieces throughout my entire life, but I have never just sat down and watched it. And what I really enjoyed was the change in genre, like midway through. Like, you've got this scary movie thing where you're like, oh yeah, it's the shark. And then all of a sudden it becomes like this buddy adventure story between 3 guys on a boat. And I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever. Like, Spielberg pulled off something amazing with the way that this worked. But I've never read the book. And that's my next big thing, is to read the book to see how different the movie is from that.
Peter Benchley has been quoted as saying he regrets writing the book.
Oh, wow.
Because of the reaction to the movie when people went out and started killing sharks.
Got you.
But I will say this, and I said this to my friends. This movie launched nobody's career except for Steven Spielberg.
That is true.
And you could have recast everyone but Robert Shaw.
Wow.
Robert
Shaw was perfect.
I just feel like that everybody else is take the ancillary characters out of it. You could just, I'm not saying that the acting was bad.
Right.
But I just felt like you could have stuck anybody in those roles. But when it came down to Robert Shaw, the best scene in the movie is when they're sitting at the table comparing scars.
Yes,
and all that.
yes. Phenomenal. You know what? I don't think that you're wrong at all. And it's not a dig to Roy, to anybody in this one. It is just how right they were for the role, but it wasn't like a standout performance.
Right.
Shaw is the only one where you're like, no, him. Like, anybody could have been Hopper.
Yep.
Anybody could have been Hopper, with all due respect.
And the key to the whole movie is John Williams.
Yes. The music is the signature.
Yeah. You don't have the music.
No. Doesn't even have like a signature look either. Like,
no.
And again, one could argue what I just said as an accolade is a problem, that it doesn't know what genre movie it is because it switches. But that music, spot on. Absolutely iconic. Was that the first of the truly iconic John Williams movies? That's 75.
I want to say yes.
Yeah.
I think that's where
I agree. Yeah, because Star Wars is not for another 2 years.
Right.
Superman not for another 3.
Right.
So yeah. Wow. Simple.
Yep.
Everybody loves that one. So as we were talking about 50 years of celebrating movies and greatness, this kind of perfectly segues into what we were talking about for this episode, which is Destination D23 announcements, where in a very different way, Disney is kind of highlighting some of its upcoming features, but they did it differently with this one than any other D23 specifically. And you were saying that it was somewhat only for invites, but you had to be like a certain member level?
I think it's like a gold pass or something like that.
Okay. Is this a financial decision to do that, to not let everyone in, or?
I'm wondering if it's not one of those things where they're like testing out whether or not they should do this every year.
Okay. Because D23 is not normally on even years, right? It's only on odds? Right.
Well, no, it's on even.
Oh, it's on even years.
Every 2 years.
Okay.
Because it's 2025.
But I thought
there was one last year.
There was one last year?
Yeah. There was a big one last year.
Oh. Then what am I thinking of? Oh,
no,
you're right, because 2020 they did it digitally. That's right. And I don't think they did it. I don't remember. I thought it was one that switches. It is every 2 years?
Are they doing? Oh, maybe they're doing it at different places.
Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe it is on.
I thought it was odd years, but I mean, there definitely is a 24 here.
Let's see.
When they say destination, was it still?
I think it was like a week-long thing, though.
Oh wow!
Also,
okay.
It seemed like they were announced, and because it also had to do with the amusement parks and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
No, you're right. It's odd years.
Okay,
it definitely is odd years.
I totally thought it was.
That makes no sense. There's
that's where it switched after COVID. It switched.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah, there it is. So, because next year's will be at the convention center in Anaheim.
Do you want to go? Put a pin in it. We'll put a pin in it.
Sure.
We'll see about it.
Mid-August.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. You gonna be busy?
I might actually be busy before I start saying, "Let's go."
Let's go. Oh, I can't go.
Oh, I can't. I'm working. But for this one, there's some very interesting things that were announced. I like that majority of the movies that were talked about are from the animation side.
Yeah.
A little bit of Pixar, a little bit of Disney, but still like a lot of cool things coming out. Now, can we talk about this first one? Ice Age, Boiling Point. Ice Age was not a Disney piece,
no.
Correct? Okay. Because when I saw that, I was like, am I losing my mind?
That was part of the Fox acquisition. Yeah.
Thank you for that, because I literally was like, I thought that was like DreamWorks or something like that, or something that was not Disney.
Yeah.
Do you think that there will be any sort of stylistic changes now that it's under the Disney umbrella?
I find that hard to believe.
Okay. I'm only asking because obviously with Shrek 5, they are tweaking the design a little bit. And I don't know if that is kind of a, hey, you know what? This has been around for a while. Let's up the ante a little bit in any sort of way that they might approach this one. I don't want to say like they think that the animation isn't as good, but it's not Disney nor Pixar.
Well, updated never hurt anyone, I think, for the most part.
Okay. Were you a fan of the Ice Age series?
I've never watched an Ice Age.
All right, that's fair. I have not actively watched one, but I have very passively watched all of them because Juno likes them.
I was going to say, if children, that'll happen.
That does do it. That does do it. Zootopia 2. Did you watch first?
Nope.
One? No?
No.
Okay. This one, I think you would like.
I haven't watched the last Toy Story.
Neither have I, actually.
Yeah.
I can't even admonish you for that one. I haven't either. I think you would like Nick. Like, Jason Bateman is great. I like him in most of the things that he's ever been in. So his role as Nick is absolutely hilarious. I think you'll like Nick. And then there is a guy, oh crap, now I can't think of his name, but he works at the BMV and it's utterly hilarious. And I think you would like him too. But I am curious about that one because it definitely had something to say. The first one did, you know, about this context of prey versus predators and what does that mean. So I'm curious if this one is going to carry such a heavy contextual tone.
The character from the BMV, was he like a turtle?
He was a sloth.
And he was really slow?
Very.
Okay. The reason I said turtle is because I remember the slow part.
Yes.
Because I remember the trailer for that.
Absolutely. Toy Story 5, man. Is there anyone like behind the scenes, like not just voice, but behind the scenes that has been with this franchise the entire time?
I couldn't tell you that.
Because I know like Joss Whedon did write-ups on the first one, which I learned years and years and years later.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know if there has been like a set director group or writer series behind it. Only the voice actors are the only ones that I know consistently are in it.
I would think that'd be hard to do over 30 years.
Right.
Was Lasseter the... yeah, Lasseter was the director of the first one. And...
No.
That's the one I want. Director... Yeah, he
Okay.
He did the second one.
Right.
And he left after that.
Wow.
And he hasn't done anything since 2019 as far as directing goes. I would think, if anything, producers, dime a dozen.
Right.
Writer, I would, I doubt any of these guys are still writing. Like, I'm sure John Lasseter gets like
an executive producer cred.
Well, he gets credit for writing, but the characters.
Got you. Interesting. I am curious again with this one, much in the same way that we had the transition of, we'll say popularity or evolution of toys. With the first movie, Woody being a very analog toy, Buzz being a little bit more technological, and seeing different things now that there are more techie toys that are coming out. I am curious as to if that's going to be a part of the story. Where do we still focus on Woody? Because so far the things that I've seen have Buzz-centric stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything about Woody at all.
Well, I would think at this point Woody becomes, right back where he was, the character in the corner.
Right. Just kind of.
Also, you would think that Buzz would probably be that toy at this point in time, too.
Right, because that's what I saw in the kind of coverage of it, was like there's these new Buzz figures that have like digital features now, and so that would be very different from that, battery powered, Buzz before.
Yeah.
So, but that's pretty good franchise though. 30 years. Are you guys doing something big for the re-release?
I know that we have buckets.
Okay. That's a fun one. I definitely loved Toy Story 2 more than I love Toy Story. And I love Toy Story. I thought that was a great movie, but 2 was my favorite. I kind of petered out after that. Like, it took me a long time to watch 3, and I never watched 4.
Yeah, I watched 3 begrudgingly because I was like, where are we going with this?
Right.
And I was actually kind of bored with it. Which, when 4 came out, I was like, and I'm not saying that these aren't good movies.
Right.
I'm just saying for me, it didn't work anymore. And people can, bash me all they want.
They're like, rude,
and that's
rude,
fine.
So angry. Okay, so these 2 sequels are interesting. Coco 2, I'm here for. I enjoy Coco a lot. Like, I thought it was a really fun movie, something totally unexpected. I have enjoyed the, for lack of a better word, Latin heritage Disney features. So between Coco and Encanto, like, I've enjoyed those a lot. So I'm really interested as to what Coco 2 is going to be. Like, Coco 1, tearjerker moment at the end, like, it works. Like, I like it. Did you watch Coco?
Nope.
I think you might like that one. But Incredibles 3, I stand in judgment.
I think I made it halfway through the second one before I fell asleep, and I was like, I don't even care. As much as I love, Incredibles is my favorite Pixar movie.
Absolutely.
It's still my favorite Fantastic Four movie.
I agree as well.
Yeah.
It is literally the reason why Fantastic Four First Steps does not rate as high with me, because Incredibles still did a better version of it.
Yes.
And when you have the blueprint and have had the blueprint for over 20 years,
and it's in house,
how do you not do better than that? Like, come on.
I still don't think that Fantastic Four was that bad of a movie.
I don't think it was that bad either.
I think it's good. I don't think it's great.
It's not great. I mean, I have my storytelling problems.
I think it's funny that we're losing that before we lose Superman.
That is interesting. Is that a Superman is that good statement, or Marvel is actively pushing towards their own streaming platform statement?
I don't think that it's coming out on Disney Plus anytime soon.
Oh.
In fact, I know that. So Superman's already available digitally,
right?
And you can get the Blu-ray on the 23rd, I want to say.
Okay.
So that's still, like 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
It's, they're still doing well. Like, I think it was $6 million for Fantastic Four and like $3 or $4 million for Superman. So they're still making money. Yeah. Superman's clearly going to beat Fantastic Four, right? Because at this point, it's just so far behind that Fantastic Four will never catch it.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, The Incredibles 3. When you take so long to make a second Incredibles, when you're making so many Cars movies, which I can't stand.
I was not a Cars guy either.
The first Cars is just entirely too long to begin with.
You know what? I don't know that I sat through the first Cars.
Yeah,
either.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, but my rationale for it is very specific and simple. All the other Toy Story, or not Toy Story, but all the other Pixar movies, starting with Toy Story, you had characters that were played by actors where who the actor was secondary, right? Like, yes, you can hear Tom Hanks and Woody. You can hear it. But I remember the question of who actually was playing Buzz Lightyear. Like, we couldn't quite tell that it was Tim Allen at first. I remember seeing things where people were like, is that Sylvester Stallone? Like, who is that?
Yeah.
And it just was about the character. Cars was the first one when they introduced Mater, where I was like, that's Larry the Cable Guy. and he's playing Larry the Cable Guy as a car. Like, it was unfun because it wasn't acting into the character or anything like that. It was like he's already a character and he's just playing that character here. Ew, I don't like that. Like, that's been anti the formula this entire time, and I did not like that.
I will say that I liked the ride a lot better than I liked the movie.
That's fair. I would definitely take that. Yeah, Incredibles 2 though, I did not like at all, and I hated it almost from the onset of the movie starting, because it was like you just undid all the goodwill that the last movie like left off with.
Well, and it took them so long to make it.
Right. And I'm
so,
like, why?
You know, if you never had the idea to make, then don't do it.
Then don't do that. Don't do that. They didn't say whether or not Brad Bird is doing this one. Do we know?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right.
I don't even know if it's like outside of them announcing that they're doing it.
They just did the logo. They had just finished it. And they're like, you know what would be great? Let's put a 3 at the end.
It's got an IMDb.
Oh, yeah,
page.
it's got Brad there.
Got
but not directing though.
Peter Sohn.
Interesting. What else has Peter done? Did Lightyear? Okay.
The Good Dinosaur.
Okay. He did Ratatouille? No.
Oh, he's the voice.
Yeah,
okay.
I got excited. Because Ratatouille is one of my favorites.
It looks like he's more known as an actor versus a director.
Interesting.
Okay, so he did direct The Good Dinosaur.
And Elemental.
And Shorts.
Yeah.
And Elemental. And of what I saw of Elemental, I enjoyed it.
It wasn't bad. At all.
They showed us the first 20 minutes at CinemaCon.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, this should be good.
Okay. Very, very cool. Very cool. We've got a new one in Hopper coming out. Avatar, but for land animals, it seems like. Interesting. I don't know. Like, will I see it? Probably. Am I wanting to see it? No. I don't know if I find...
You're going to be taken to that movie.
I'm going to be taken to see that movie. Yes. Absolutely going to be taken to see it. And I don't even know, like, honestly, I don't know that my girls are going to be like, oh, I want to see it. It just might be what is out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Avengers Doomsday had a montage of quotes and clips from previous movies that people are trying to decipher the meanings of, like, heavy. Because it wasn't just, like, MCU movies. We also had clips from Fox movies tied into that as well. Which...
that just, to me, makes it sound like those characters are in the stupid movie. I understand that, you know, people like to take deep dives.
Yes.
But at what point in time does this just become clickbait?
I think it was about 6 years ago. That's when that happened.
I mean, you know, we already know that, you know, the Fox characters are going to be in it.
Right.
Just move on.
Well, I think that's one of the weird things, too, is, like, hearing the Russo brothers talk about this particular piece, Avengers Doomsday, is the biggest thing we've ever done. I'm like, is it? Is this actually bigger than Infinity War and Endgame? Like, how is that possible?
I would go with more characters.
Do we really think that it is more?
I think it's more major characters. Because
what do you qualify as major character?
Anyone that has got a significant role.
Okay.
So, like, if you just put the X-Men in it, that you're creating what, like eight characters right there.
All right, but like, okay, so based on what we've seen with the X-Men, we have a very truncated list of people, right? So, I feel like maybe Ryan Reynolds is going to be a big one in there. Maybe is Hugh in this one?
Not that I've heard.
Yeah, I
don't think either one of them have confirmed anything, but I find it hard to believe that they're going to do the X-Men and not
do. That's fair. Yeah. But like, I feel like the X-Men would be relegated to who the Guardians were at best. And with all due respect, I don't think that the Guardians were, as a whole, key players in Infinity War or Endgame. I'll give you Star-Lord, yes. Maybe Gamora, but everybody else, just kind of backburner.
But you're also adding the Fantastic Four.
That I can see. right?
Shang-Chi's got to be in there.
Okay. But I feel like there's like enough, we'll say, mainstay Avengers that they've subtracted that.
I think there's more addition than there is subtraction.
Okay. All right. I will gladly eat those words if that's the case. But it was like,
because also
that,
you have to remember
really?
that while you're not having Iron Man in it, in theory, you're having Doctor Doom. Right. So Robert Downey Jr. is in there.
Absolutely.
I think all the Chris's in all the world will be in there. I don't care what Chris Evans ever says. Until I see it.
Right.
He's in it.
Until the credits roll at the end.
I could imagine all 3 Spider-Mans being in it as well.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I think it's bigger on the amount of people that are on the call sheet.
Because what is it? They had like 68 major characters in Infinity War and Endgame spread out that they had to kind of manage. You think it's gonna be higher than that?
Oh, I think so.
Okay, all right. I look forward to that.
I just got to remember how many chairs there were in that.
There was a bunch of chairs. I can't remember how many chairs there were. I did have a weird thought today in watching a video about this. Would it have been at all different? No, it is different. Better if instead of Robert Downey Jr. being shown as playing Doom, that it was Chris Evans.
I think from a story standpoint, it's not going to matter either way.
Okay.
I don't think the shock value is the same.
Okay. All right.
Because it wasn't Captain America that launched the MCU. It was Iron Man.
True. Okay. All right. I can see that. I can definitely see that. I just thought in terms of what it does for us, right? With the reveal, which is at this point a solid year old now, right? And nothing but speculation. What does this mean? How? What is this? Blah, blah, blah. If it was revealed as Chris, there's way more of an interesting sort of question mark with all the things that have come out from that, right? Like, so Chris gets revealed as Dr. Doom. That would have been the same weekend that Deadpool and Wolverine came out, where he reprises his role as Johnny Storm, which already would have been like, oh, that's interesting, right? But then if they revealed that he's gonna be Doom, and you go, how are we doing that? Like, just because they've already established multiversal versions of him, like as an actor, I would think that there's more room.
Well, I also think that people would go, that's too much of a gimmick, and they probably wouldn't buy it.
All right.
I think that enough people are having a hard enough time buying Robert Downey Jr. as Doom. I don't really care.
I hope the execution is great. That's really just it. So, okay. I just want to plant that seed out there. Like, what if it was Chris Evans and it's somehow tied into him going back with the Infinity Stones, and the reason why he doesn't come back as young Steve is because something happened and multiversally he ends up as Dr. Doom. The Mandalorian and Grogu. First of all, I hate that name. I really hate that name. I feel like that is such a non-try name.
It's dumb. It should, it could just have been as easily The Mandalorian, the movie.
Yes. Or
just Star Wars: The Mandalorian. That's fine.
It would have been fine. Yeah. Would have been fine. The Mandalorian Grogu.
They should just call it Season 4 and left it at that.
Season 4 of the film.
That's kind of how I feel about it. Am I going to watch it? Yes. Am I excited to see it? No.
Right. No, I agree.
And it's not that I didn't like all 3 seasons of Mandalorian. Are there some things I would have taken out of 3? But you know what? It was different.
Right.
My first thing was I never would have brought Grogu back.
No. And we have killed Grogu off screen in our headcanon for a while. Like,
yeah, I mean, his story was done.
Right.
In fact, that would have made a better movie set 50 years later, and him being, I mean, would he be an adolescent at that point?
Yes. thereabouts.
Yeah. That would have been more interesting than this.
I can agree with that. As I see it, unless this ties into, and I'm just spitballing it, this ends in a place where Grogu can come back as the adolescent in some future thing. I think
I would imagine that this would probably be the end of Mando.
Yes, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Maybe he becomes a Mandalorian, the smallest Mandalorian ever. He's just running around with the helmet with his ears out.
Yep. That's kind of how I feel about it.
I think it's going to happen. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I did not read those, but they were read to me.
Yeah.
That's what Harold and Juno would read in the car ride from time to time. So I am vaguely familiar with this series. Didn't watch the movies, though, not the live action or the animated ones. I showed it to Juno this morning, and she was like, "The last straw. Is this the end?" And I was like, I couldn't tell you, but it seems like she was kind of out of touch with it at this point herself. Like, she was like, I guess it's the thing. I'm like, I thought you cared.
We go.
Never mind. And then Disney's Hexed. As I told you before we started recording, the visual that we see from this totally had me leaning towards that this is kind of a behind-the-scenes or setup story that involves the fairy godmothers, right? Specifically from Sleeping Beauty, possibly tapping into Cinderella, where what I think we or Disney should be trying to get back is a better showcase of the celebration of 50 years of Disney that Wish was supposed to be, that just kind of got overlooked in so many different ways. Like, there's so much in Wish that are direct ties to other things that either because we weren't going back to the movies like we should have been, any other things that were happening in the world, like people didn't really pay attention to those kind of wink and nods in Wish. And I thought that Hexed was going to be kind of no, we're going to do this a bit. We're going to take ancillary characters and give you a little bit more about them and their world. And Hexed was going to be one of them. And that's strictly based off of this design, because I'm seeing, these cloaked figures with the hoods up, and I'm like, oh, I can kind of see those being the fairy godmothers. That's not what it is. Not that this is going to be bad. Don't get me wrong. I just built it up in my head that it was this other thing, and I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't. Especially with the idea that the floating cat there, like if you put in the Cheshire Cat and say like all of these things are related. So Cinderella's fairy godmother, the fairy godmothers from Sleeping Beauty and the Cheshire Cat are like all related in some kind of way. I'm like, that would be interesting. How I want to see that. Like, what does that look like? Do you put in Tinkerbell? Maybe they're like lesser beings. Maybe it's like Tinkerbell would be versions of like hobbits to them. I would love to see something like that.
That sounds more like a series than a movie.
Or a series of movies? No? Is that too big?
I think I think if you want that many characters and you want to world build that way, I think that is a series.
Does it change the production value?
No.
Okay.
Clearly not anymore.
Yeah. That's true. That's so true.
You watched Andor.
That's so true. Okay, well then, Disney, I'm pitching. Like, come on, make that happen. The magic side of Disney, is that something that you're interested in as a viewer?
No.
Okay.
No.
Stylistically, does this do anything?
It looks interesting.
Okay.
I'm not saying don't do it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. Does it appeal to me? No. But I do think it's a good idea.
It would definitely capture a market.
Yeah.
From what I understand about Hexed, it is about celebrating those people that are ruled as weird and saying that is the signs of magic within them. And this kid with his, as described, type A mom get whisked away to this new magical place where his weirdness actually has value. And I think that's right in line with the classic Disney formula of, who am I? I don't know if I like who I am. Wait, there's beauty in who I am, and I will be that moving forward. I am very interested in who's playing the Type A mom. I feel like that's going to be the breakout character from this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yes. So Destination D23, few things, not a whole lot that came out from it, but interesting sort of nods. I think their timeline stuff is interesting. Very MCU-esque to be promoting movies that are slated 2028 and beyond. Because obviously the goal should be that there's going to be other D23s in between. Why put in this focus of announcing those things when they're not coming yet? And there's clearly going to be other events in between.
I think it's because it's not the big event.
Right. So
I think I give
a little tease.
Yeah, it's a taste.
Is there another event that we should be looking for? Like the investors calls already happened, right?
Yeah, that already happened.
Okay.
That happens usually the first quarter.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So there's nothing else to be expected from Disney as a big presentation like this, right? Like there's not till the investor call next year.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll see exactly, how hyped people are for these things. Is the sequel train going to work for them? I'm very curious about that. They are doing some deep cuts, some newer pieces too. We'll see if those are the best ones. So, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Chatterverse. I am Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
I'm Bill, and I believe the dog actually ran away and was not eaten by the shark.